I've had pretty shitty things happen to me in the past. Good things, but most of them were shitty. But you know what? All of that stuff made me who I am today. A little smarter, but still kind of dumb sometimes. About life. But we're all growing, you know, as life goes on. I agree with Mr. Henry Ford. He says, history is bunk. I give him props for being nice, because bunk is another word for shitty. You didn't know that. But I totally agree. I mean, the past is the past, guys. Give it up. Stop dwelling on your ex, or, you know, stop thinking about the past, damn it. Just keep going. Let's keep going, you know. It's gone. It sometimes can affect people like it's affected me. An example is, I help with CSP, community service programs, and I talk to women about being sexually abused. And these women, you know, all talk and share their stories, and most of them talk about the past and how that's affected them today. But I always tell them that, you know what, the fact that that happened is going to make you a better person, believe it or not. And one day you're going to be happy, and one day you're totally going to just forget that that happened to you. And you're actually going to be thankful. You're going to be thankful because it made you stronger. And another example is this dude that screwed me over. I hate him. I'm sorry. Hate is a powerful word. But dude, you date me for 2 years and you had a girlfriend the whole time? I mean, come on. I'm supposed to be the main entree. I ain't your side dish. And you know what? It made me a better person and a lot smarter. I kind of met my Prince Charming last year, so it made me a little aware of who I should have picked as far as men. Another example is I had to work 3 jobs. I worked at Lids. I worked at this other store at the block called Maid. I don't know if you guys know what that is. And I worked at Guess. And I had to help out with my parents for money, you know. That was shitty, but you know what, now I don't even have to work. And Henry's right. I think history is shitty. The past is shitty, dude. You just keep looking forward. Forget about what happened yesterday because it's gone. Thank you.
She's too nice for me. I'm saying, she cares so much.
All right. I like the way that you interpreted the quote and how you've gone about developing a point of view on it. I like the idea that we ought to kind of forget the past and move on with the future, and I think you've got a couple of good illustrations on that. Sometimes a little bit of detail would be helpful. We do get the idea from the way you deliver it about how you feel about some of these things. Talk about a trip to Bittertown in a couple of spots there. But you make, you emphasize that idea really nicely, and I think that that works out okay. I thought you used some pauses pretty effectively to convey ideas as well. Gestures early on were a little expansive, a little overdone, but I thought you were more subdued as you went along. Your facial expressions are also nicely animated. Your eye contact's solid, but sometimes you seem to be going off into the corners, and I think you want to talk to the audience a little bit more instead of doing kind of a dramatic recitation. You know, I'm not enthusiastic about the vulgarity, but if it's placed in the appropriate spot, it can be pretty effective. The problem is it became a crutch, I think, in your presentation, and so instead of it being used in an effective and dramatic way, it just is, well, when in doubt, say the word shitty, and then, you know, I'll be able to move on. I hope they don't chop this all up on YouTube for language abuse, you know, that kind of thing. All right, thank you.